So we're live. Are we live? Welcome to our new Afterwork. Welcome to Strive community. Strive and wine. Stories and wine. This is our first. We've got someone joining now. Welcome, everyone. So
Jessica, please tell everyone to mute their microphones.
yeah.
Ja, Irena and Grente. And me.
Can we please ask everyone that's not talking, because we've got some echo.
Okay, who's having their Facebook on? Is your Facebook on, Susanne? No?
Irena, is your Facebook on? I don't think so.
Because we got an echo, like someone is got the broadcast open.
Okay, I will
And we
have to
have
mute.
one
I
left.
will mute everyone.
Yeah, mute everyone. Do that.
Okay, I think we're good. I'm muting Andrea, so it was his.
Yeah, all right. So are we?
Right.
It sounds better now. So yeah, welcome. This is sort of our premiere, doing our sort of storytelling online, storytelling and stories and wine. That's what we said this was going to be called. So this is a Friday night event where we're going to share our stories about life, culture, personal development, leadership, and other exciting topics about life, because that's what we do here at Strive. We talk about our life experiences and we share that in the form of storytelling on our digital self-development platform, with the whole purpose of empower people to embark their own personal development journey to break bad habits and change our lives. So that's the little mission that we have here at Strive. So my name is Jessica, and I am one of the team leaders and also community manager of Strive. And tonight we thought we're going to hang out and drink some bubbles, whatever you have in your glass, and talk about
Cheers.
stories. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And just because we've got a problem with the sound when we're so many in the room, we need to have everyone that's not talking muted. So we'll see how we work with that at the moment. So that's not going to be so spontaneous that we may want to have it, but that's how we're going to try it out today. So we talked about what we're going to do when we talk about after work, and what can we share our stories and what theme can we have. And I'm going to give that to Lucy, who is my partner in crime, one of my partners in crime tonight. Do you want to sort of just jump in and tell a bit more about what the whole purpose of tonight's theme is?
Yes, sure. Lucy Larsson is my name, and I am one of the team leaders in Strive. So it's a great pleasure to have the opportunity to be one of the participants of the very first Strive Live in English. And so the purpose of this is to hang out, be yourself, explore, talk, culture, personal development, leadership, your pain, your shame, your successes, everything. Let's do it. Like Brene Brown says, integration, there's no meaning if you don't integrate all of you, all your broken hearts and your limitations and your lessons learned. But tonight, if I would like, if you allow me, Jessica, to expose what are we talking about tonight, would you let me?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting you to do too. We talked about that as we prepared, and we talked about a word that maybe not everyone knows what that's all about, but that's what you're going to explain for us, Liz, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. It's about in life, things happen with us when we are out in the world, and we look for things, good things, and that we're not really, we don't have the intentions of looking for it, but we know that you're looking for something. And after several tries, after several successes, several failures and mistakes and journeys, ups and downs, then you finally find that thing. And there is a special word. It's serendipity, and it says it's one of the most beautiful words in English. That's what they say, serendipity, and it is all about that. It's about finding something good without actually looking for it. So that's where we would like to share a story that connects me and Jessica that we can bring out. And let's see if you can relate culture-wise, leadership-wise, struggle-wise, personal development, you name it. It's quite interesting. It's global as we go English tonight. So the story is a global, it's in a global context. Over to you, Jessica.
Yeah, okay. So what we're talking about is really the crossroads, how we actually cross roads without actually knowing that we're crossroads. And that's one thing that connects me and Lucy. In 1998, I went to New Zealand to study and try to live over there from cold Sweden and went to New Zealand. So, and the thing with that, staying in New Zealand for a while and coming back to Sweden, sort of continue living my life. And then at the same time, but not crossing roads. Lucy, what did you do in 1998?
In 1998, I was also in New Zealand. It was my first year in New Zealand. I was 18 years old. And yeah, it was in the same place, same country, continent.
Månadsinkomst, vad ska man då ta?
Ja.
Är det efter förskatt då?
Jag vet inte.
Okay. Hey, hello, Peter Crossman. I'm going to mute your, because we're hearing your stories. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jessica. Yes.
So the thing was that Lucy left somewhere to go to New Zealand. I left Sweden to go to. We left a country starting with S, but that's the only similarities between the countries, isn't it? Culture-wise, it's very different, isn't it? Yeah, I was just going to say that what was so striking for me coming to New Zealand is that there was a lot of Pacific Islanders like you, Lucy, from Samoa and Tonga and Rarotonga, and they also stayed in Auckland where I stayed. And what struck me was the colorful people and all the vibrancy, and I felt so pale. But then quite a few of the people said that I was the exotic one because I was so blonde and looked so different. So that was just sort of differences in cultural experiences.
Yes, and the amazing connection to that I can add on is it's culture. It's culture and how we see culture in different ways. When I arrived in Sweden, I found it different. People they don't really talk. They keep to themselves. And when I smile, and then people are thinking, "What are you smiling about?" So I find that contrast between cultures, so that I experienced in Sweden, and then it comes down to something like to talk about and feel the diversity in each and every one of us. When we connected to Strive, the diversity we have within Strive, we are all different. We have different competence, different knowledge, different attitude. Everyone is different. And there is nothing wrong with being different, but it's how we approach that differences between us. What do you say, Jessica?
Yeah, and I think that's what enriched our lives, isn't it? The differences. And talking about Strive and the platform Strive, I would like to give the microphone to Andreas Grente, who is actually the founder of Strive. I think you deserve to be the first one in the rest of the group to sort of talk about your experiences or whatever you want to share with us, obviously, about serendipities. See if we can hear something. Lucy, have you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a bit low. Can you
try my best. Let's see. You hear me better now?
Just going to have to raise your voice.
Okay, I try the best I can. I'm sitting in a hotel lobby together with David from Strive as well. He's here.
Hi.
So you guys hear me good? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So what can I share? I was a little bit late into the communication, so maybe I missed a little bit the point. But as I founded Strive, I know that Strive is all about storytelling. So why don't I just share a story? And you guys talked about crossroads, and I guess like if I looking back like 2 years before we actually put a Strive on the map. David, du måste muta din. Oh, thank you. I was sitting together with our advisors in UK, and everybody was very orientated about that we're gonna go out and introduce Strive as a platform for the professional people only. And I was very determined back then, and I still am, even that we're looking for professional people as well. And a lot of people that are on Strive are very professional.
Det som är,
But
jag blir utkastad hela tiden. Nu syns jag i.
the idea about the story is that I said no back then, and when I come back to Sweden, and I decided to put out an ad. I was about to create an advertising campaign for Strive, and I was sitting the night before and thinking, okay, what if I just put out the ad on Facebook? We are looking for you that have a story to tell the world. And I did. And when I woke up the morning afterwards, we had like 20 leads or something. And all of our advisor group, when we were in UK, they say like, no, we need to find a few brands, a few professional people that can bring Strive to the market. And I said no, and we put it out this ad. And at my first audition, we had an audition like Idol audition. We put it together in Stockholm, and I think on the first or the second one, Jessica showed up, and we had our first crossroad, and then I had the crossroad together with all of you guys. Yeah, I just that when I got the opportunity to talk a little bit now, that was what I was thinking about. So it's very interesting what small decisions can make the whole difference. And that what was really something that happened in my life. One little tiny Facebook ad led to that I met all of you guys, and you are such a big part of what Strive is today. You know, Strive is for the people, but most important, by the people. So we are a big group of people that putting together this together. So I'm very happy about that. And guys, cheers.
Cheers.
I give it back to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Andreas. And I have to say that talking about serendipities, for me, when I saw that ad on Facebook and I sort of was drawn into that, do you have a story? It's like, yes, I do. And so that's really why we're here together. And I have to just talk to Suzanne, because we've got our roads have crossed as well before, but not really, because we haven't actually met until Strive. Do you want to share a bit about that, Suzanne?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jessica, for bringing me up. It's an honor to be here. And thank you, Andreas, for bringing this community together, because this is really important. for people, by people, and we are all people. And I have many crossroads with Jessica, actually. First time I talked to her, I don't know when it was. Actually, I think it was kind of Tony Robbins something.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge with Tony Robbins that we did.
Yes, yes. And suddenly I told her that I'm living in the Åland Island, and she said, okay, my mother's husband is from there, but you probably don't know because it's a tiny small island called Slättholm. And I was like, you are kidding me. I'm living there in the tiny island, 20 people, driving to Mariehamn, it's very close. But so we were neighbors. And then a couple of months later, she said, but yeah, he didn't live in the island, actually. He was born or living in the main street in the city. Oh, I have also been living in the same street. So we were really crossroads, and also during Global Woman Community. And also Lucy. So I bring Lucy in now because we have crossroads as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Lucy, do you want to continue?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you, Andreas, for sharing your stories. I think there is something magical in the air in wherever we are that brings people together. And there's a lot of talks about the latest years now about the energies and the synchronicity and all that part. And it's amazing. And regardless, and all things comes down to regardless our nationality, regardless of our culture, the color of your skin, what you achieve in life, it doesn't really matter. Everything comes down that we are human beings that connected, and we are meant to do something. We're meant to join together to share our knowledge, our competence, and who we are, and especially from the hearts, from the love that we are. For the planet, to heal and uplift the planet. So it's amazing. But I would like to lift up something about timing, Jessica. What do you think about timing in regards to serendipity?
I mean, I think that you talk about, I mean, it's all about energies, I think. So I do think that serendipitous, they're not really serendipitous. I think that we actually crossroads with the people that needs to cross our roads. So I think it's just a matter of timing. Like you think it's an accident, but I think things do happen for a reason, without doubt. So yeah. Is there anything particular you were sort of after when you asked that question? Do you have a?
Yeah, yes, I think when we talk about timing, at the right time, you're at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have the will, like we want to happen right here, right now. But our journey, it takes time. And if we allow ourselves to let that time do its work, to process, then we find ourselves discovering something that we want, but we haven't been looking for.
Yeah.
Yes. So would you like to dedicate to someone?
Yeah, I think that I would like to invite Angela to talk a bit about the timing in her life and how sort of serendipitous has happened for her.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, well, when I found Strive, I was not miserable, but I had a hard time for almost 8 years. And I had started to take the step to move forward and to look for things, how to move forward. And I found a pod with Johannes Hansen. I started to listen to that, and I mean, almost every time it was like getting a punch in my stomach, not because it was bad words that he said, but because it was words that I needed to hear in that moment. And those words that he said made me take those steps forward. But it was when I found Strive that I realized that I needed to tell my story in order to move forward. So because Johannes Hansen made me take the step, but Strive made me dare taking the step further. So I'm really, really grateful for Strive, really, because it had helped me a lot to move forward and to find joy again. Really.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Angela. Really.
Thank you.
And I think that a lot of us can relate to that. That when you find that group of people that you really connect with on a heart level, that you really connect with and that share their stories and support each other from through authenticity and just from a place of love, that's when we sort of can really relax and step into our greatness and grow, because that's what life is all about.
Yes, and I realized that I needed to tell my story because I tried to hide it. I tried to just forget and think that, well, it's better to forget and just tell no one. Well, except for my family and friends, of course. But no, it's better to tell no one and just move forward. But I couldn't because I got stuck all the time. So when I found Strive, I realized that okay, I have been working on this for bad or for in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So so Strive was my right way to working on it and move forward.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Could you just sort of what happened when you start to work and tell your story? Did you feel that started to heal you? That was
yes, a healing process. Because when you talk, it's like then you realize what really has happened.
Yeah,
I can't explain it in some way else. It's like but because it's like before you're quite almost forbidden to talk about it because what happened to me was quite sensitive and was things that you maybe shouldn't talk about. But then I started to listen to other strivers who talked about their fate or what. Oh, well, you can call it fate maybe about their stories, and I realized that well, this is what I gotta do because well, I had spoken about it to my friends and family, but in order to truly heal, I needed to stop being afraid of talking about it to other people.
Yeah.
So I think that is the main reason for telling the stories through Strive, because then you get to heal when you realize that you don't have to be afraid, because you can help others as well, and that helped me too, realizing that I could help others.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you. And I was thinking, Lucy mentioned a name in the beginning, Brené Brown, and she talks a lot about, I don't know if you heard about her, but she talks about vulnerability and how important that is. And that's actually a strength to actually show your vulnerability. That's something, I mean, I think that we're grown up with that it's a bit shameful to actually talk about our sort of weaknesses, but in doing so, in our experiences, that's actually when we grow stronger and we show others that it's actually brave. It's braver to stand in that and just own it and move on in your life with that. And as well as what we do here, I guess, in Strive is to support and inspire other people that may need to hear your life story. So
exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, David, how are you? You look like you're very focused over there. What's your story about serendipity?
Jessica, before we let in David, I just want to say that for the people that are trying to get into this live, the maximum number of people, we have reached that already. So I'm sorry, I cannot let you in.
But then you can go to the Strive platform to actually to watch the stream. Isn't that right? Because we're streaming live.
Jessica, can you unmute?
Okay, David, over to you, but I believe you have to tell someone beside you to mute their microphones. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Nice. So was there a question about serendipity, right? And what's that? Like synchronicity?
Yeah, it's very similar. It's sort of a unexpected, joyful meeting or something that happened in your life that you hadn't planned for, but it was just a stroke of luck, I guess.
Yeah, it's finding something good without looking for it. It's, for example, if you find a $20 bill in the pocket of your jacket, so you haven't worn for 10 years. It's an unplanned, fortunate discovery.
Yeah, I think that's the word for my life, pretty much. Like pretty much everything. The more I'm open for it, the more I like open to receive that, and like it's happening all the time. Like for me, pretty much everything is like has that reason, like has that kind of synchronicity, almost magical, almost hilarious sometimes, how something can like pop up in certain moments. And for me, when I look, like I can't see anything that has no meaning, like hasn't happened for a reason in a way. And for me, it's also not only like that these synchronicities or like magical moments happen, like how to say, they happen all the time, but it also like our responsibility to like if I choose like, okay, this has some meaning to it, like this is synchronized, that's also when the synchronicity happens, because I choose to see it. It's just like if I don't see it, or like I'm maybe, because all the things when like can be how to say, a certain situation or something that happens to me, if I choose to see it one way, or like a negative way compared to a positive way, like my positive way is like it, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like creates that kind of synchronicity in a way. And the more I start to do that, and like the more magic can happen. So yeah, and then like I don't know if I have some time to share my kind of connection to Strive and how I found that, or do we want more people to share?
Continue. Yeah, share that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to make it short and simple, but I have to share a pre-story in a way, and every time I'm gonna share a story, it's like, where should I start and what story? Because I have so many stories, but yeah, like the personal development space have been for me pretty much my whole life, but maybe 10 years ago I really started to deep dive into that, because I suffered with a lot of anxiety and OCDs and panic attacks like since I was 5-8 years old. So I've always had this kind of hunger to like find a way out of that. And so when I was 20, something like that, I've had enough, so I have to find a way. So I really deep dive into all these personal development stuffs and mental training, and pretty fast I found this network marketing company, and I quit my job like in a week and took my last money. I had to invest $2,000 to go all into that company, and so that was my last money. But I also had to go to an event because they said that otherwise I wouldn't be successful in it. So and that was like a week after I joined that company, and so I had to take a loan, like this like SMS loan, but I didn't get that money to book the tickets. I had to borrow from my mom first. So anyhow, I went to that event, and thought I was going to be like a millionaire in like a month or two. I didn't earn any money, but I really became like a millionaire in life, I would say. Yeah, but for real, like it really showed me, like I came there to like, oh, I want to make money, but the products they were selling were personal development products. So I had to learn and listen to all the videos and all the audios and stuff because I wanted to sell them to make money. But then I started to like grow myself and found that kind of wow. So I shifted the focus from making the money and like instead of like, yeah, so I started to listen to all these audios and videos like while I was working, like pretty much day in and day out. But it's like I have like a moment, and it was at the live event. I flew to Charlotte in USA for a weekend, like with this loaned money. But on this, like the founder, he shared his story, but he said one thing that's been with me since then, like, and it's been with me like pretty much every day. And he said, if you read 1 hour a day, if you listen 1 hour a day, if you write 1 hour a day of the things you love, of the things you're passionate about, of the things you want to be good at, you can't even imagine where you will be in 10 years. I haven't really writing, listening, but I've been like spending that every day, like pretty much on myself and the things I want. So it's like I could not imagine back then to be where I am today. So that's been with me, and since then, like this kind of what I got from, and now I'm coming to the point with Strive. But since then, I was like, I want to do something similar. I want to be part of this, like more of this kind of community thing, and I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to share, like I have so much to share. And walking in Stockholm, scrolling my phone, and yeah, Strive just came up in the Instagram feed, and yeah, like Jessica said, like it's you have a story to tell, and you want to speak, and it's like, yeah, I do. And yeah, and it's like this kind of what do you call it, serendipity thing, I don't know, but it's just something in like, oh, this is it, without thinking about it, just doing the application, and yeah, and now I'm here. So
Well, that is a serendipity for sure, David. And I remember that first time we met as well. So that
Yeah.
was a year and a half, almost getting close to 2 years then.
what did you say?
Where it's almost 2 years ago, we get close to 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it is. Yeah, exactly. And that's also why it's like ended up for me to just like put my like time, energy, money into Strive, to like, because this is not only like, oh, I want to, and it's like, it's not only like, oh, I want to speak, I want to share a story, but to see this kind of how much, because that's also what I got from my first like event that I went to, was like, or something in me 10 years ago or 7 years ago, that when I was sitting there listening at the speakers, it's like something in me like, I want to do that too, or I want to give this to people. But it was like, I can't remember what they said so much or what they talked about, but it's like this kind of feeling of inspiration, and like I want to be the best version of myself. So and that's like when, you know, with Strive, and like now we can give that to the people in a way, like, and the way Strive is doing this, it's, or we all is doing this together, it's you know, it's just bigger than I ever could imagine, and we have just started. So yeah, so I don't know, I just I don't even think we can imagine where we'll be in 2-3 years. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that, David. I think you're inspiring a lot of people to actually by just being you and showing the way. So that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And another lady that's in the room that I've talked about serendipity. Josephine, what is your story? Are you there, Josephine? Are you
I'm
frozen?
here. I'm
You look
here.
like you're frozen. Do you want to
Do you-
share?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I have a few things to share.
Yeah.
Over 3 years ago, I quit a job, and people around me said, "Are you sure? Are you going to go from this safe place? Everything is perfect." I just let me free. And from that day, my journey has been like a how do you say, joy, and I've been traveling a lot in myself. And after 1 year around, I went to Thailand to the NLP trainer education, and there I met Susan. And that was one of the kind of that meetings, like, this is really meaning, because before people was telling me, "Are you sure you're going to go on this trip? You were in the master course for 6 weeks ago, Josephine, in Thailand. Are you sure?" And I was asked, "Yes, I need to go." So I went there and I met her, and that's really, really meaning. And it was the greatest course I ever have been on. And now we are building something really good in heart together. And then I was hungry, and I was looking for the right team, the right people who I could grow with, who I could use my skills, truly my energy, my passion, my sensitiveness. And then I was on Facebook and I saw this "Are you a storyteller?" Yes, I am. And I remember I was sitting there, it was summer and it was really hot, sweating. I love this sun. And I was writing this letter. I'm going to write my story and I'm going to go on this audition. And it was so good, because I have a lot of stories and a lot of skills, and I am a kind of an eagle. I am so high and so many times, and now I'm going to write down my stories in the paper. And I did. Yeah, it was really, really interesting, but I did. And I went on this audition, and I was really nervous because I haven't ever been doing this before. And I was like, I'm gonna have this dress or that shoes. I had this problem, the girl stuff's problem. And then when I had this audition, the people in front of me was calm, energy, power. So I was so relaxed. In this moment, I just felt I am home.
Wow.
I'm home. And then the story began. I've been traveling deep inside myself. I have picked up a lot of stories. I have picked up and look at pieces in my life. I don't want this. Don't have this, because if I do this, I can't reach over the bridge to the level I want to. So I really, really happy and thankful for all these moments that I've been listening to myself and praying for the best for me, because it's really the best for me. That I can be myself fully and flowering together and share with other people my stories, because I don't have one, I have a lot. So I can share them with other people to make other people grow, to step in and master themselves to the next level, the place there they are supposed to be.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Josephine. And I think that's really the essence about Strive and storytelling, is that we actually, when we start to go deep within ourselves, then we sort of unlock our own greatness, and we can sort of step out there and show others this is you can do it as well, and that's the reason why we're here, I guess.
Exactly. Can I tell one little more? Just 2 minutes. One.
Yep.
It's okay.
You get 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning of 2022, I decided to go to an event to heal myself fully and open up to the next level. And I did. I did listen, and I did heal myself a lot, and I did open up to this even more master energy. And I met Frida, who's also is here in this live today, and we have amazing meeting together in 1 hour. It was so close and so intense, and really we nearly won in that meeting, and it was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Lucy, do you want to just bring it? I think that your story coming to Sweden and how you ended up from hot, steamy, hot, exotic Samoa, and ended up in Sweden. What happened really? Do you want to share that, or is that too personal?
Yes, I met a boy, and then I moved to Sweden.
Love, isn't it? Right?
Okay, skål. I'm just trying to break in the ice, just to bring out the wine. It was meant to be wine and live. But anyhow, yes, my journey, finding that something good that happens to you, it comes to you without looking for it. And yes, I fell in love with a man from Sweden, and I moved to Sweden. I left the tropical islands, and I told myself, spread your wings and fly. What have you got to lose? When I was 24. But then if I go back and do that now, or I go in the next life and do that now, I don't think I'll be daring to do it. So when we talk about this serendipity, and the question is, what is the most valuable thing that happens to me during this journey? It's a serendipity moment of my life. And I would say finding myself, because I never had that plan to work with myself. It's something that happens. It's something more valuable than the $20 that I found in the pocket of the jacket that I wore the last 10 years, or the nice pair of earrings that I found somewhere in the closet that I've forgotten, or the nice pair of shoes that I bought 10 years ago and have it in the attic. And so it's more the serendipity moment of finding myself and understanding, yes, if I want to change the things around me, if I want to make a difference, it all starts with me. So I think that is the most precious thing, the most valuable serendipity moments that I have found on my journey so far. And with that said, I will stop there, and I would like to give it to Frida, because Josephine, you mentioned her. Is that all right, Jessica?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We would love to hear what Frida has to say, if she wants to share, of course.
No, we're not hearing you. No. You don't find your microphone.
So maybe we can, while Frida is trying to sort out the sound. Did you find it there, Frida? Yeah. Because we've got another lady in the room, Irina. Please, do you want to just introduce yourself and share a serendipity in your life?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Irena heter jag, is my name, and I am a friend of Josephine. We met 12 years ago we started working at the same job, and Josephine was pregnant, and she was always high-spirited, I think I can say. And we have always stayed friends for all these years. Not so close because she lives in a different city. 3 years ago, I had a very sorry.
No, just
you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Fine.
About 3 years ago, I had a really difficult time in my life, and I guess everything ended with a divorce with my husband after almost 20 years. And it was really, really hard. And I guess when I was feeling the most low in my life, I thought I have always been very close to God and always pray a lot. And I was taking step by step and rebuilding my life, I guess. And somewhere along the way, I thought of Josephine because she has always been like the girl that thinks inside, like, what do I need? What can I do for myself? And I realized that I have actually never been raised that way, to think about what do I want to do. Always been thinking about other people around me, I guess. So I contacted her, and I have been working with her for a year, the whole past year. And it's been wonderful. And I guess that is what have led me to this day, today, when I can meet all of you and hear your stories.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Irina. And lovely to meet you and have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Frida, can we hear you now, you think? This is exciting. Let's see if we get some yeah. Yeah. No, we can't hear you, unfortunately. Andreas, are you trying to say something and then we can't hear you either? I can see your lips are moving.
No, we can't hear you, Andreas. No. Well, now we hear you. Okay. Can we coach Frida? Can you coach Frida? Yeah, we hear you. Can you coach Frida so she knows how to do?
I don't know how to do it because Jessica unmute me every time. I cannot unmute myself, so I think.
No, it's unfortunately I'm not the person in power here. It's very
Frida, can you see the microphone and the camera signs at the bottom of your screen? Mm-hmm. Who's saying here? Who's saying here? Is that you, Frida?
So you don't me?
Now I can hear you.
Yes, yes, we hear you now. Yeah, good.
We hear you.
Yeah, good.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
We do.
Okay, so then I keep going. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. This is all new to me in a way. I just met Josephine 1 week ago, and she invited me here. And when I think this thing about storytelling has been a wish to share my story. I've been sharing by writing a lot. Then there has been a wish to share it, to speak. But I've been thinking that I'm not good enough and I'm too afraid to speak. And now I'm here. So I'm a little bit nervous and excited at the same time, and super happy. Yeah, I've been thinking about freedom. What is freedom for me? And today I was thinking that, yeah, freedom is when I don't think so much, and when I just go with the flow and allow myself to be everything that I am in the moment, because I have a past with a lot of limiting beliefs about myself and thinking a lot how other people receive me, and trying to pretend in a way that I don't want other people to see me. So I've been so occupied with my mind and trying to act, to fit in, to be good enough. So my real journey started 6 years ago. I had a relationship with my children's father. We had been together for 12 years. And the beginning of that was when I realized that I can't change someone else. I can't blame my husband. It's your fault. It's you who don't allow me to take place. It's you who stopped me from doing what I want. So I stopped blaming him and started to go inwards and explore myself. And we ended up on a Tantra festival together. And wow, that was so life-changing, because that was one thing I had been longing for, to meet people, how do you say,
Now we lost you. So now you're censored. You start to talk about the Tantra festival, and then your sound goes away.
Frida, do you mean sensitive, open-minded people?
Yeah. Hear me now?
Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah.
You're sort of, we got censorship here.
Yeah,
so
sensitive, open. Okay. Yeah, so sensitive, open-minded people. And for me, the first intimate experience was just by looking in another person's eyes, and I felt seen, and I felt so intimate just by being seen of another person. And when it came to touch, I started to explore touch with different people, and I could feel so much. And I have always known that I've been very sensitive since I was a child. But to experience my sensitivity in this way was so mind-blowing. And yeah, I stepped into a new world. So that was the start. When we came home from the festival, me and my husband, we had a talk in the car. We take the talk now, otherwise we will go step back into the same. So we were just totally honest to each other. What we had been thinking and feeling during the festival. And we decided to go different ways. because he wanted to live this, still living this life, because he was satisfied to, the living this typical Swedish life where you have the house and your kids and you have the work, going to Monday to Friday, 7 to 4. And yeah, but I wanted to keep going on this journey. And yeah, okay, so to start to end the story, I kept exploring NLP and yoga, shamanism, more and more inwards. But during the journey, it was like I believed that freedom for me was to allow myself to feel pleasure in different ways. Until the last 6 months, I realized it's so much more about not holding back, to allowing myself to take place. And I don't need to be good, perfect or good enough to do what I really want and longing for. So
Wow, thank you for that. And I think you sort of, I'm looking at Andreas at the moment, because we talked about Tantra, and I know that we're just a couple of months ago. And isn't that right, Andreas? And he's laughing now. And I think that a lot of people have beliefs about, or they have a story about what Tantra really is. And I think that it's all about sex, and that you're sort of free. And it's like a big orgy of people in a pile on the floor and just doing, I don't know. But that's not at all, because I explored Tantra for the first time in my life this September as well. So, which is more about actually really allow yourself to enjoy life in a different way, and just really put on all this sensory and just feel alive. And it's not so much about surface, it's more about what's it within, which is appeal to me as well. So thank you, Frida.
Yes.
Andreas, you want
Thank
to
you.
jump in here, say something?
Can I say something? Yes.
You can.
You hear me? Wonderful. First of all, thank you, Irene, and thank you, Frida, for stepping in here and share your story for the first time. And of course, to all of you others that are on this live stream. I really was sitting here and thinking about, because sometimes I get questions from outside, because I'm working a lot on Strive, and I know a lot of guys on this call do it as well. But I was thinking about what are we actually doing? Because when we are on those calls, I can understand that people missing outside, they bragging about Strive and what is Strive, and it sounds like a sect or something. And I just feel that we are striving. Some people also ask, but are Strive really growing? Yeah, the listeners, they're growing. We have like 6,000 people in the app listening to all the stories. But on our live streams, we are not that much people yet. Why? Because we do the opposite of what the ordinary world is doing. If you go on Instagram, most of the people put out their pictures, their filtered life, everything that they think everybody would love to see. But what we do here, why we still are less people on the live stream calls, is because we're talking about we're talking about the real deal. We're talking about the true stories. We're talking about everything that people ish pish when you were young. Andreas, you cannot talk about when the cops, 10 cops outside, actually at the hotel I'm sitting on now, a few years back, 10 cops took me down outside here. Will not take this story now because we're ending out of time, but maybe on another live stream I can share that story, because that's what we're doing here on Strive. And why people seems so excited about Strive, it's not because of Strive, it's because of striving, because it's a healing process in talking about the true stories. So the people that try it, the few people that are on the live streams that actually tried it, know that's why they are so excited, because it's a releasing process to actually talk the real deal. What really happened? What did you go through? What happened in your childhood? What happened with you? That's what people need to hear. So the listeners, it's growing a lot on Strive. This will take a little bit longer time to grow, but we are 9 people on a Friday evening tonight talking about the stories. That's really cool. I'm very excited about those 9 people on this call sharing and live streaming. And I'm proud of you guys, Frida and Irene, that step in here that didn't know so much about this and share your story. That makes me very excited about Strive. I want more people to strive. So yeah, thank you all. And I leave the word back to Lucy and Jessica.
Yeah, thank you, Andreas. And this is, I just have to say, talking about serendipities, that you had your dream, that you went through it with it and believed in that we met here, that we came here, because I think that what we're creating within Strive and what we're doing here, just what you say, Andreas, it is about meeting people for real, take away all those masks that we put on and just be us and just be real and be true. So that's what it's all about, real people, true stories and real people. And that's what really makes us connect. So when we really connect from our heart and we're really true, that's when we create real relationships with people. And this is a global movement that we've started because this is needed in the world. Am I right, Lucy, or am I right?
Yes, absolutely, Jessica. It's fantastic, and it's life. It's meant to be the way it is. It's a process. We journey through life. We dance through life. We cry through life, and things comes to us when we believe, and we go to things. We go to people, and people comes to us. So yes, it's. The world is turning upside down in every turn and every corner of the world and every radius of the globe. But I believe that every individual has a responsibility to build themselves, to find their own serendipity moment, their value, and the value for things that to look for in life. So absolutely, it's a safe space to create, and that's each and every one of us responsibility to create a safe space for themselves and extend it to the rest of the community, the society, the country, and globally. So thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Lucy. This is to co-host this together with you and the rest of the people in this room. I'm just honored and proud to be here. And I guess, could it be in a better way to start the weekend with whatever you have in your glasses, just a big cheers, and yeah, love to you all. That's all I can say.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, hi, Peter. And now you're appearing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have you say cheers at least? You get to. Lovely to see you. Have a great weekend and see you next Friday. And be on time because we only have 9 people in this room. Isn't that right? So
Yes.
with that, strive on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great
Okay.
Friday.
Are we signing off?
Bye bye.
All right. Bye and see you.